Oh.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. I thought we were just going to pick up where we left off.
No. We're starting over. I know. Annoying. Well, we had watched The Cry of the Werewolf from 1944.
We did.
We went all the way back.
We did. It was good. I liked it.
We liked it. Need we say more?
The end.
No, the Cry of the Werewolf, I had never heard of it. Never seen it. And we were, as we do in this shit-ass coronavirus pandemic lockdown, we had whittled it down to the point of the evening where we decide what we're finna watch.
Yes. We watched a Bunnicula episode halfway through.
Yeah, most of it.
An old one.
And mostly because we wanted to settle an argument that Joyce and I had about how you pronounce Bunnicula.
Who won?
Joyce won because it's not Bunnicula, it's Bunnicula.
It's Bunnicula.
I always thought it was Bunnicula. And this bitch who came along never even having heard of the Bunnicula series.
I've heard of it, I just didn't know it was a book.
You didn't know a goddamn thing about it.
I knew it was a fucking series of cartoons. I didn't know it was a book series.
It was a book.
Well, it's pronounced Bunnicula.
When in doubt, sound it
out.
So anyway, we were flipping through that YouTube, and we just decided on Cry of the Werewolf.
I looked up black and white horror movies, because that was the subject theme, and then I said, this is only an hour. This is the one.
You know, for people who are looking to check out movies, you don't want no 2.5 hour runtime. You want it to be less than 90 minutes, preferably closer to 60 minutes.
Yeah, and this was the ticket.
You know, actually, how long did you say it was?
It was like 1:06.
You know how long the original Frankenstein, or I don't know if that's the original, but the one that everybody knows, that Frankenstein.
Gene Wilder?
I don't have fucking Gene Wilder. The one with fucking Boris Karloff.
Right.
You don't fuck with me. Anyway, that one's like 1 hour and 8 minutes long. So really,
we should watch that. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Lesson learned, all you horror, all you
whores,
all you would be horror film, filmmakers. You're looking for about 68-minute runtime.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So anyway, we watched this Cry of the Werewolf movie. And although, this movie had like 3 locations.
And by locations, he means buildings, except for the gypsy camp.
Right, there was a gypsy camp. There was a museum where the vast majority of the film takes place.
Police station, funeral home.
I kind of thought that the police station and the museum were the same place.
They were probably all 3 the same place, but...
Yeah, that funeral home, they went through kind of like a mausoleum. One of those hallways where there's like just a bunch of fucking doors for caskets.
Right, a mausoleum.
Let's not even get into how you say that word.
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum?
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
Mazel tov. So, one thing I'd like to point out about these old black and white movies, which I like, is that they tend to have secret passages in all the movies, and this one did as well.
They delivered the goods on the secret passages for sure.
But it was a reminder because I had forgotten that for some reason, all these movies have a secret passage.
At the end, the cops go in there and find all kinds of fucked up werewolf, evil gypsy things.
Right. There was like a werewolf that came to life, and their werewolves were actual wolves.
Yeah, they went to just show an actual wolf route, and with the transformation, it was just like fade in, silhouette of a person, fade into silhouette of a wolf.
Quick fade.
And really, that's all that's necessary. You don't gotta be too fancy with this shit.
I thought that the movie was charming. The wolf in the beginning is just literally charismatically padding down the the woods, and it's supposed to be really like chasing someone, but you can tell by the filming that this is just like a wolf just walking
He was
along.
kind of a dog with a waggedy tail type of werewolf.
Yeah. So, but it was a charming movie. I liked it. I didn't really like the main actor, um, who was the museum owner's son.
Dr. Morris, I think his
Yeah,
name is.
Dr. Morris. I didn't care for him. I did like the main
Yeah,
actress.
he wasn't anything special. Like if you like, he could have easily been an extra in anybody
He
else's
was
movie.
very stoic. He didn't really put any emotion or facial expressions into anything he did.
Okay, for you, Joyce, who did steal the show in Cry of the Werewolf, 1980, 1990, 1944?
I liked the fiance of his, who was a Danish actress. I looked her up, and she was just using her regular Danish accent, even though she was supposed to be from Transylvania. And then I also liked the police, the cop.
Yeah, she was good. The cop really was the one that had the most personality, and you kind of got the impression that he was trying to steal the show. Like he was in charge of everything. Any room he was in, he was just bossing people around.
Yeah, he told the janitor that he could go home, like he owned the museum. Like, you're just a police detective.
Right,
What
he
are you
was like,
doing?
well, this place is closed, so you don't have anything to clean, just go on home.
He was answering the phone, barging into rooms.
He did answer the phone, didn't he?
He had all his calls sent there, and it just rung, and he picked it up. Like, what is happening? But it was all very
charming. It was
charming.
a different time, 1943, 1944.
It was. So they were accused of worshiping Satan because they were werewolves.
Yeah, there's the movie's about gypsies, and I did not know that gypsies really were involved in werewolf lore.
Oh,
But
yeah,
apparently
for sure.
it goes the roots run deep.
Yeah, I did know that.
You knew, like, that's a fact. That wasn't
Yeah.
just like this
for
movie.
sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm not sure it's tied to Satanism, though.
I didn't think I was gonna learn anything today, but I learned that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So anyway, what was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene. My favorite scene was probably when the police detective barged in the room and they had this delicate paper that had been burned they were trying to put back together,
I
and it
forgot
just
about
blew
that.
all over the place. That was probably my favorite
Oh
scene.
yeah, they're like this guy in the movie, the dad who is killed, and yeah, I don't know, that raises a bunch of other questions. But he's working on a manuscript, and his manuscript gets burnt. And the middle of the movie is about his son, and his son ends up being his fiance, the Danish actress. Like they're trying to like chemically put together the burnt pieces of the manuscript.
With science.
Just they're doing some science, and this cop walks into the room and just like the wind at the door opening causes, like, just ruins everything.
Yeah, I liked that scene. Another thing I like about these older movies is they state things like emphatically flat and logical. Like, we've solved the crime. They were worshiping Satan.
In this film, though, one crime solved just uncovers another. It's like a layer of onions.
Yeah.
An onion, you know what I mean? That onion. You know what people say about onions, about them having layers?
They make you cry.
Tragedy.
So, what did you think of the movie?
I was gonna say that my favorite scene was the one at the end where the one cop they just like kick this guy off of this scene. They're like, the lights go out in the mansion of this, like, the head cop. He just tells his little crony cops he's like the one guy. He's like, go down to the cellar and go check out the fuse box and turn the lights back on. So, like, he just disappears through the whole climax of the film, and then at the end, he's like, "Here, tell your grandkids that you saw this dead woman transform from a vampire or a werewolf into a woman." And he's like, "That's the end of the fucking movie." Spoiler alert.
Right.
But it was really cool.
He said something about being in the basement the whole time.
Right, like, it was just like, this guy really did steal the show. If anybody did, it was that cop. Like, you could tell he was really trying to, put something on his resume.
Yeah. It was cute, charming.
Yeah, like, I thought the movie was good. Who would you recommend this movie to?
I mean,
If
anybody
anybody.
really, because it's so short. Like, you can just watch it in an hour, so, and it's not really scary for people that don't like horror, so anybody could watch it, even children.
Yeah, it had everything that a classic has. I don't know if I would call this. It is a classic technically. Not like a must see, like.
Or well known, or super well done. But
It's not well known, or yeah, it had some issues. But definitely for people who like classic horror, it's not bad.
right. If you like Vincent Price, even though he's not in this, you probably like it.
It did have a Vincent Price movie type flavor to it. No, it was good like that.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't know. If you like movies about gypsies
And werewolves.
or werewolves, it was an entertaining movie.
Are you ready to go howl at the moon?
I might watch The Howling, starring John Carradine.
Ow!
Remember John Carradine? He was that dude that was in Captain Kidd.
Oh yeah, I liked him.
He was alright.
Was he the one I liked?
He was like the real skinny guy that Captain Kidd kept on saying he was the one that Captain Kidd wanted to kill but could not.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, I had another question. Oh yeah.
Was it about David Carradine?
No, I'm not. No question. Let's not talk about David Carradine. Love David Carradine. Not going to talk about him. So if you had to watch Cry of the Werewolf, what other movies are even remotely related to this film?
Frankenstein.
I guess we haven't seen a lot of werewolf movies, have we? If we're gonna go, oh yeah, okay. If you could watch Teen Wolf, Cry of the Werewolf, or Scooby Doo Meets the Werewolf, which one would you watch?
Cry of the Werewolf.
Really, you wouldn't go to fucking Teen Wolf?
Nope.
A guy pulls.
We already had this discussion. I like horror, not comedy.
That movie's not even supposed to be a horror. It's not a horror comedy. It's just a comedy.
Right. So I wouldn't pick that.
A guy pulls his dick out in that movie.
Ow! American
Well.
Werewolf in London. I would pick that.
Fuck that movie.
That's a good one. Oh, and a company of wolves.
Where were you 20 seconds ago when I was trying to think of werewolf
I
movies?
was processing. I'm cerebral.
You're slow, cerebral.
Oh!